Pretty sure that's the Tibetan language. So here we are. This is the Tibetan neighborhood of Kathmandu, which is interesting because, hello, we're going to talk about why it's interesting. Very close to Tibet. Tibetan Tibetan Buddhism. Right back there. Yeah. This woman's doing extra devotion here. Going down, praying all the way around. I think you make a circle around this thing and you touch these things. That's the holy way to do it. We gotta figure out what's going on here. Gotta go this way though. Clockwise. Oop, hello, dog. Here at the Boudha Stupa in Kathmandu, Tibet neighborhood. At least from the 1500s and so on, but probably much earlier it was built. History is unknown. 500 AD, large stupa. People go around and do rituals, turn the wheels. I'm at a monastery here behind me with crazy looking artwork. Tibetan Buddhism. At least from the year 512 AD. So we're very close to the Tibet border, historical kingdom that was around since about 127 BC. First documented. The peoples are probably much older. High up in the Himalayan mountains in the region between Xizang, China, Sichuan, China, modern Nepal, modern Bhutan. Distinct language and ethnicity of people. 7 million Tibetans on Earth today. Let's go somewhere else. May all sentient beings be happy. Waste of energy, violence. Tibetan Buddhism about non-violence for all beings to exist, even pigeons, dogs. That's why you see them often. So we're here, the Boudha neighborhood, Tibetan neighborhood of Kathmandu, and I'd like to say, Jashadele, Gandeche, Jashadele, hello, and God Dunje. Thank you, in Tibetan language. Big monastery was built originally at a mysterious time in history, maybe around 500 AD, possibly before. Around 1512 though, and later Nepali king dynasties got built up out of it. You can see the Tibetan flag, Buddhist flag here. Beautiful monastery right here where we got blessed by some monks. Walk around this in a circle, doing the ohms and rituals while you spin the things and pray to different spots. All right, so let's just do a quick Tibet history, because I don't know if I'm ever going to travel there in China. At least not soon. So let's do it here. Let's talk about it. Let's film the rest of this selfie just because. All right, so Jashadele, Tibetan. Look at that. All the artwork here, the mandalas, the Tibet House Gallery. Yes. All right, so Xizang. But not really. We're going to talk about that. So the first documented time of the Tibet nation was 127 BC. Around the time of the Han Dynasty China. They weren't a part of the Han Dynasty. And it's about 7 million Tibetans in Tibet, the Tibetan Autonomous Region, or Xizang province of China, but also Sichuan, Gansu, Qinghai, Yunnan, and Nepal and India, of course. A lot here in Nepal, especially in this neighborhood. So around the 600s AD, Tibet started becoming a powerful kingdom, organizing all the different territories and peoples around there. From the 500s to 800s AD, Tibet and its people became very devout to Buddhism. one of the most devout in the world to the teachings of nonviolence and enlightenment and all kinds of great sayings. Let's do the walk while we all kinds of great teachings. So it's its own form of Buddhism. Nice California hat. Everywhere I go, California clothes. Him too. Nice California shirt. All right. So let's do the prayer walk while talking about Tibet and Tibet people here. We're very close to it. It's right on the other side of the Himalayan mountains from here, not too far. Their territory. Part of the people's here. A lot of people are part Tibetan here. It's in their DNA. Well, not everybody, of course. Ooh, they have nice music like this. All right. So around this time, when Tibet was becoming powerful, is when this was thought to be built. You know, parts of the Tibetan kingdom were parts of modern-day Western Nepal. Let's keep going with the story. So, around this era is when this stupa was first thought to be built, and when Tibetan Buddhism really became strong. What it is, ingrained in the people, connected with their culture forever, and many other places also. So those eyes up there, like the all-seeing Buddha. The Buddha himself, the first Buddha, was actually born really near here, a little bit west of here, area called Lumbini, Nepal. So of course, that's big around here, but you know, places like Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, a couple other places in the world have lots of Buddhists too, like China, Japan, Korea, parts of India. Bhutan is very Buddhist. Yeah, lots of cool artwork, things like that. Of course, the history is much more complex than this. Lots of kings, and different people and things. Ooh, look, Boudha, so that's another minority religion. There's some Tibetan food like lapi, soup lapi, momos, which is super popular here. Look at that one, blood sausage. Ooh, might have to have some of that later. Ooh. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Okay. I feel like everyone's looking at me. Just talking into camera. Ooh, here's a good example of the Tibetan language. There we go. So this is their own script here, which is really cool. I wish I could learn more of it. I probably terribly mispronounced it, but Tibetan language. Yeah. All right. So of course, like I said, the story is much more complex, but Chinese historians documented the Tibet people, and so did they. There was unbroken written record starting around 500 AD, or before. At times, the Tibetan kingdom stretched into parts of Nepal and several areas beyond the Xizang Tibetan Autonomous Region of modern China, into different provinces of China and even parts of India. So they made peace and deals with the Tang Dynasty. There was a route on the Silk Road, which was important and made them lots of money. At other times, they weren't so friendly with the Tang Dynasty, China. Other times, yes. Really, the Chinese dynasties before recognized them as having thousands of warriors and the power that they had to understand on their borders, which they probably sent emissaries, people, and things all the time. And this thing is cool. Those eyes up there is symbolic of Tibetan Buddhism. The eyes of the all-seeing that can see through, see the things that are unseen of the enlightened Buddha. So yeah, Buddha itself existed around 500 AD. Man, I forget the exact year. I should know the exact year. Ooh, boba tea. All right, let's keep walking. Such a cool neighborhood. Been here like all day. So yeah, they were documented as a powerful kingdom, but the ideals of nonviolence and peace to all beings and peace on earth and all humans suffering and helping each other. It's a great thing, but it wasn't that great militarily. So most of the time, though, it was isolated in the Himalayan mountains. This culture hard to get to, but the encroaching empires got near them, like in the fast forward to the 1200s, 1207 AD. Namaste. 1207 AD, the Tibetan kingdom. Oh, excuse me. Ate some spicy food earlier. Sichuan food by some Tibetan lady from Sichuan, Chengdu, China. Hold on. So instead of fighting the Mongols like some people unwisely did, and like the Song Dynasty China did, Tibet, became their vassal state and didn't resist, which often worked out. But Tibetan healing bowl is cool. Yeah. Hello. Namaste. So 1200s, 1240. Oh, there's some postcards with the Dalai Lama on there. I'm going to talk about that in a second. 1200s, 1240s. They officially became part of the Mongol Empire. And actually, the Dalai Lama at the time was sent up to Beijing with the great Khan, Kublai Khan, as an advisor. And he was like the leader of all the Buddhists of the realm, I guess. They were accepting of all religions, which is interesting, how brutal they were. Pretty crazy. So, fast forward a little bit. Well, let's talk about him. So the Dalai Lama is the spiritual leader, pretty kind of like a deity on earth, chosen as a child. Here's the modern one too, a little bit controversial to some. Lots of people love him though. Deity on earth is like the leader of all Tibetans, Tibetan Buddhism. Started around the 1400s, I believe. Could have been earlier. Not an expert on this, but there's a deep faith about the Dalai Lama. Doing the little thing where you spin it. I want to learn more about this. But yes, I'm sure you've heard of it. Anyways, in the Ming Dynasty era, after the Yuan, there's the famous mandalas. Really want you to buy, the tourists to buy this. The Ming Dynasty era, after the Yuan Mongol era ended, 1400s, they once again gained independence. Tibet, its kingdom. And kind of lost it again though in the Qing dynasty as they expanded, the Manchu Qing dynasty of China, which although they again became a vassal state, so they had an autonomy, their own government, leadership and stuff. And actually the Dalai Lama again was a mentor to the Manchu emperor up in Beijing. So that was through the 14, 15, 16, 17, 1800s. They were just doing their own thing for a long time. Freedom of religion. Then things got complicated after the 1912 revolution in China. Ooh. Talk about that. So let's finish off the story, kind of the tragic part. So many interesting people come here. A few tourists, a few Westerners that have gone all in and have become Buddhists. I even saw a white guy, a monk. A bunch of local Nepalese, people from China that are Tibetan, I think. We met a few. A guy from Shanghai we met. All kinds of people visiting this place. Lots of Buddhists. Singapore, we met someone. Different kids and families and doing the rituals. Lots of monks, women monks, come and visit here. Very interesting place. It's one of the holiest places of Buddhism in the world. UNESCO World Heritage Site. Pretty amazing. A whole kaleidoscope of people. It's very interesting, actually. Holy place, so be respectful. Respect to that. Alright, so in the Ming Dynasty, Tibet was totally independent. During the Qing Dynasty, they were vassal. 1642, the great fifth Dalai Lama created the Gandan government, a unique monastic secular coordinated administration. The government demilitarized Tibet and officially formed it into a spiritual nation that supported Buddhist education above all, and it was economically self-sufficient. So they were friendly then with the Qing Dynasty, and they maintained peace with Mongolians and the Uyghurs people. So there was actually a battle. The Qing China and Nepal had a war where Tibet came into Nepal and battled with some of the people here. And then in 1904, Britain invaded Tibet to impose trade upon the Tibetan government and to stop Tsarist Russia from influencing Tibet too much. So, it gets real controversial and unfortunate. So after all those years of preaching peace and demilitarizing, 1949 and 1950, the People's Liberation Army of China invaded eastern provinces. So Tibet was actually a lot bigger. I forget which areas it stretched into, but I think it's modern day Sichuan and Yunnan, potentially. Not entirely sure, but they invaded those areas, and in 1951 there was like the United Nations trying to make peace with this situation. You know, their home capital is the city of Lhasa, now in China. And by 1959, you know, the peace didn't end up working out, and there was a lot of violence inside the Tibetan homelands where China was. Hundreds of thousands of people were exiled and became refugees and came to places like India and here, and including the Dalai Lama, who lives in India still to this day, because you know, the central Chinese government was non-religious, communist, and their rule only. So yeah, 1959 he escaped to Dharamsala, where he lives to this day. So a lot of people from there come here as like a pilgrimage. You know, unfortunately, in the Cultural Revolution in China, like up to 6,000 historic monasteries were destroyed. So kind of in China, there's not many places like this that exist, maybe still. I don't know, I haven't been, but you know, up to 1 million Tibetans over the decades were arrested, tried to fight back sometimes, or have uprisings for their religious freedom and beliefs. They're arrested and thrown in prison, and worse, many died. This now is the Tibetan area of Kathmandu, holy spiritual place, and respected Tibetan people everywhere. That's the story. We'll see how it goes into the future. Most of them now live in Xizang, the Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture, which has a new high-speed rail line that was built, and some good infrastructure and education, and tourism is booming in a lot of ways there. So it has a bad past and unknown future. Interesting people of the world, for sure. Beautiful spot, one of the most holy places for Tibetan Buddhists in the entire world. Come on, now you're not doing well. Chengdu, Sichuan food here we're going to, you know, connection. China, Tibet, Xizang, Buddhism. Let's do it. I have to review some history before. There's the guy, Dalai Lama, and his friends. The epic spot to have lunch. We're eating in this Sichuan style place. Got the Dalai Lama and his boys up there. Nice lady who likes Yao Ming and Houston Rockets. People doing the ritual, walking around, which we're gonna do soon. It's cool. Look at that. Wow. Unknown date built. Refurbished 1500s, I think 1600s.
I paid $3 extra just to come in here and eat this.
我们爱中文食物。There's a bunch of things I want to see and some history stuff I want to talk about, but I think we should just start after having a nice early lunch of Sichuan style food. Doing the walk that everyone does around this. That's what we're gonna do first. Here we go. Stuppa walk. The monks. So this is kind of an interesting area. Around this stupa, there's a little city with every little kind of thing you could think of. Pho, Spanish food, Chinese food, singing bowls, art, Nirvana, studio. And everyone's going around. So let's keep going. Wow. Many monks. Wow. Look at that building. Inner area now. Lots of people doing interesting rituals. Do the bells, turn the things. All men turn in. Oh. All creatures deserve to live in the Buddhist way, including pigeons. Whoa! They poop all over everything though. Prayer music. Interesting place here. Nepal, Tibetan neighborhood, Buddhist area. And no video documentaries, so I'm gonna try to do my thing. Maybe not inside this Tibet history coming soon. Do some filming. Sichuan noodles, man. Too much spicy soup broth got in my stomach. Had to sit for a bit. Now it started dumping big drops of rain. How everyone runs away. It actually feels really nice. It's kind of hot here. I don't mind. Look at that. This one for world peace. That one a couple times. Purpose of world peace. I want to eliminate problems in this world. Oh man, get this going. Cool room. I like those. Just a couple spins. Bring the prayer for world peace. Crazy thing, the rain is coming down. There's Ganesha. Yes. Peace Park. All we could ask for is peace in this world, right? It's another spiritual place. Park of Friendship. Cool statue there. Lots of interesting people. Tibetan flag. Prayer flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 colors for the different sounds of the chant. I don't have it memorized, but Om Mon Ma Om Mon No Ma, something like that. Peace. Tibet. The Buddha. The Lotus Blossom Stupa symbolizes the birth of Siddhartha, who would be later known as the Buddha. Born in the Vini Garden at Kathmandu, now in Nepal. King Siddhartha built these types of stupas 2,500 something years ago. People still, one of the biggest traditions of the world. 5th largest religion, something like that. Cool. Maybe 3rd? 4th. 3rd or 4th? No. Hindu, gotta be. It's Christianity and Islam, Hinduism. I think maybe Buddhism might be 4th. Step of reconciliation symbolizes Buddha reuniting with his monastic followers after they had become divided in disagreement. The all-victorious Stupa, the Parinirvana Stupa, that Buddha's passing into nirvana, state of true peace. Skipped a couple steps here. The Stupa, let's start over. The birth of the Buddha, Siddhartha, the Enlightenment Stupa, sitting in meditation for 49 days under the Bodhi tree. The Stupa of turning the wheel of Dharma. The Stupa represents the point where the Buddha began to turn the wheel of Dharma to teach the path of enlightenment to others. The great miracle Stupa. Buddha's display of miracles. Oh, miracles again. The Buddha responded by performing different miracles every day for 15 days. Whoa. I don't know about that. The Stupa, the descent of Tushita heaven. The Buddha's mother was reborn in a celestial realm called Tushita heaven. And the Stupa reconciliation, where people, his followers, were divided in disagreement. All victorious Stupa. He extended his life by 3 months after one of his followers had pleaded with him not to pass away. Wow. And the Nirvana. Lying on his right side in a state of profound meditation, he left the world and passed into Nirvana. Cool. Jujiche from the Tibetan neighborhood here. Got some tea from Tibet. Oh, Nepal too.
A lot of tea.
Jujiche! Bye bye! Woo! Ooh, Tibetan language, awesome. Show goes on. We're gonna go to another area and close. We're gonna just hang out in Tibet zone all day. Something else is going on right here. I don't know what's going on. We got some Tibetan tea. They're setting up a big old thing. I wasn't here earlier. In front of this monastery. Lots of things for sale everywhere. Well, we got to go in there earlier. Now it's totally different.
Time to start buying the offering.
Hello and thank you, Tibet. Really cool area. The most holy places. UNESCO site. Lots of monks. Some of them looking like the Dalai Lama. She did a big prayer in the sky. Padme Hum. All kinds of people come here. Like, look at the Mandela. There's all kinds of people. Oh, nice hat, American flag. All kinds of people come here, all different ethnicities and places. We just saw some young white girl from Europe look like learning how to be, learning how to pray here. And we met a girl, one from Hong Kong, the other girl from Tibet, actual Tibet in China province. They're here, living here too, learning the Tibetan language. It's very interesting. I feel like people come here and like live in these different areas that are all about this. It's like a pilgrimage site kind of. That's very cool. Oh my knee pad man. Filled with popcorn. Why? That's awesome. People give lots of money to monks, man. Popcorn bowl. Popcorn. Whoa. Ooh, all right, this is an awesome snack of Tibetan people called Stuppa, pink, super spicy mix of like ramen noodles, thick noodles, other things in there. Whoa. In the night with some Tibet food called, a little snack called laping. Did you try it without it first? Dish called keema. Oh, there is spicy on the bottom. Look at that. So this is ground buffalo. And noodle, little veggies, real simple. Ooh, that's amazing. That's nice. Ooh, that's cool. Like view. Good night. Namaste from Boudha. Namaste, hello from Boudha. Oh yeah. Namaste, hello from Boudha. Namaste, hello from Boudha. That's how you do it. Dashidele Omani Padme Hum. This is one of Tibetan culture's most important sites. I met people here from all over the world. Nepal, of course, but Xizang, Gansu, Qinghai, Sichuan, Yunnan, Nepal, India, Bhutan, and people from all over the world. Everyone's going around in a circle. It's amazing, man. What else? I love this. Yeah, I think that's my favorite. Alright, spent all day here. It's rain's coming down.
You could spend more than one day. There's so many things to do. Lots of good
Interesting
food.
white guys praying, Buddhist converts. They're all about it since hippie days.
Yeah.
I like that. Very fascinating place.